6 to 8 channel. I'm Aishwarya, and in our class today, we are going to be talking about a very simple topic, yet a very important one from the chapter Respiration in Organisms, where we will find out what happens inside our body when we do strenuous exercise or heavy exercise, right? So we know that what is respiration, we know about the types of respiration. Now we're just going to apply some simple concepts and find the answer to this particular question. I can see that a lot of you are here already. I can see Dilip is here. Thank you so much, Dilip. Yes, Yadav Saab, this is not a mentee. This is going to be a theory session, okay? I can see that a lot of you are here already. Anita is here. Sonu is here. Yes, Simran is here. Thank you so much, Simran. Dilip, that's so sweet of all of you. Alice, Deepika. Yes, hello everyone. Shagun is here. Thank you, Shagun. Yes, all right. Madan's exam is tomorrow. Then Madan, I'm sure that if this chapter is there, this topic is going to be a question that you might get in your exam. Shayansh is here. Shagun is new. Hello, Shagun. Welcome. Rinki. Panay. Can you also tell me your name? Yapanayang. I hope I'm getting that right. Yes, Alice, Vidhi, yes, thank you so much everybody for being here. You've all been waiting. My name is Aishwarya and I primarily take biology on this channel. Yes, Devika is here. Hello Devika. Hello everyone. Okay, Sanskriti is also here. Yes, welcome. Hello Lata. Hello, good evening to everybody. So we're going to get started. It's 8 o'clock, right? And I'm sure that all of you must be thinking, ma'am, time to eat. I'm very hungry, right? So I'm not going to take a lot of time. Yes, this time I promise you, I will take 20 minutes and not longer than that because this is a very simple chapter, okay? And moreover, the concept that I'm going to be discussing is also going to be a very easy concept. It's not going to be very tough because you've already applied all of this, okay? So very quickly, everybody, before I get started, I hope my audio, my video, and my screen and what I'm writing on the screen is visible to all of you. Give me a quick thumbs up on the chat, everyone. Yes, hello Mevish, hello. Yes, all right, give me a thumbs up on the chat and then we'll get started, okay? Audible and visible, yes, thank you, yes. Thank you, Arohi. Thank you. Hello, Danish. Yes, Vidhi, Devika, all of them are giving me the thumbs up. The Josh is there. So then, of course, it's time for us to get started, right? Now, a lot of you are asking me, why, ma'am, why you dress like this? And I'm sure if you visited the 9th and 10th channel, you would have seen Ankita, ma'am, also dress like this. So it's very simple. We just had a, celebration here. It's Navratri and all of that is happening. So we all just decided to wear sari today. That's all. Nothing much. Okay? Yes, all right. Let's also have happy faces, right, Alice? Let's not have, scary faces. Let's always have happy faces on the chat, okay? Yes, you can attend, but this might not be pertaining to your grade, but you can always attend. I never say no, right? Okay. Now, of course, before I get started, I hope all of you have registered for ANTHE, right? Because we know ANTHE is the Akash National Talent Hunt exam, right? And we know that it is something both 7th and 8th graders can attend. Now, I'm sure that you keep seeing us doing some ANTHE questions, yes, where we do, and you understand that they're not easy ones. They're slightly above what you know, right? So please make sure you get registered because you know that it's happening in November. And of course, it will help you prepare for competitive exams, right? NASA, of course, is the cherry on top that is there. But what we want to focus on is the fact that you will get exposure. So please make sure you're all registered. Link is there in the description box. Okay. So now what are we going to do in our class today? I told you 20 minutes class. It's going to be very simple and easy. And of course, Pradeep, if you are here, if you are able to reduce the size. Ravi? Okay, Ravi has gone. Right. So Pradeep, if you're hearing this, please do reduce the presenter size. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody. So in our class today, what we are going to do is we are going to be covering types of respiration very quickly, right? We know that we are going to be looking at how anaerobic respiration, which is a type of respiration that is there, how that is going to happen, all right? And we look at anaerobic respiration in yeast and some important differences that come from this particular chapter. How to remember and what kind of questions will come. So this is what we are going to do. Am I audible, everyone? Are you able to hear me? My voice is audible. No, it's not low. I just want to take a quick check. Are you all able to hear me? Am I audible? Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Okay, everybody. So we're going to start off with a quick recall, right? So we know that this particular concept, that is respiration or cellular respiration, that is there, is nothing but the breakdown of glucose in order to release energy in the form of ATP. And we have discussed this in great detail, right? We know that glucose is transported by the blood to the cell. We know that oxygen from the lungs is transported to the cell, where we know that breakdown of glucose, which most often takes place in the presence of oxygen, gives us energy in the form of ATP. And we know that carbon dioxide and water is given out as a byproduct. Now this type of respiration, what we have just discussed, I'm just going to move to the side. So this kind of respiration that we have just discussed is what we call as aerobic respiration. So aerobic respiration is the breakdown of glucose in the presence of oxygen to give out carbon dioxide and water, and of course energy in the form of ATP. And this is one type of respiration that we have already learnt about. Most often in our body, especially in the cells of our body, we see that aerobic respiration will take place. But we also know that there's another kind of respiration that is there, which is anaerobic respiration. Now, anaerobic respiration takes place in the absence of oxygen, okay? Or I will say in the temporary lack of oxygen to give you energy. But this energy is relatively less, okay? Not as much as how much you get in aerobic. And we see that alcohol and carbon dioxide are given out as byproducts, alright? But now, what if I tell you that something like this happens even in our body? And I'm going to start this off with an example, okay? So I want all of you to focus on the video, alright? And I want you to tell me what you are able to see, okay? I'm going to play the video and I want all of you to focus, alright? Yes? Let me know if you are able to hear the audio, and if you want me to play it once again, I will play it, okay? Yes. Were you able to see this video? What are you able to see in this video? Can you tell me? Thank you, Mevish. Thank you. That's a very sweet thing to say. Yes. You were able to see. A man is running. Okay, he is running. Where is he running? Man is walking. Okay, I think the audio was not there. It's okay. A person was running. We were able to see somebody running. There's a door. Okay. Yes, he was panting heavily. He ran upstairs, right? Yes. How many of you noticed that he was looking at his watch? He was looking at his watch and he's like, oh no, what happened? Right? How many of you noticed that? Man was dancing. He was not dancing. He was running. Very good. Some of you noticed. Very late, Riddhi? So he's late to class now, right? That's why he is running. Some of you didn't notice. We'll look at it once again, okay? He was late for some work. So let's see this. Let's focus and I want you to notice. Yes, see, he's looking at his watch. He's late for something. All right, so now he has become late. Now, some moments later, right? Let's see what has happened. He's taken the stairs, okay? Now what has happened? He ran up many floors. He's not just climbed one floor. He's climbed 4 or 5 floors. Now what has happened to him? He is tired. Yes. He got a sprain. He's very tired now. How many of us get tired while climbing the stairs? How many of you have this? He's breathing very fast. Very good, Shagun. Very good. Yes. He's breathing fast. He's holding his legs. Some of you are telling me cramps, right? This happens to us. Sometimes when we climb staircase, we do this, right? We are panting, right? We are grasping for breath. Yes? So in this case, right, why is it that sometimes when we exercise, we tend to pant, right? Or we tend to breathe very heavily. Yes? So we tend to breathe very heavily. We take more deeper breaths, right? We keep doing, right? We keep doing that, right? So we're going to figure out the reason behind this. All of you have told me the answer. Very good. Correct. You're all correct. Now we know that when we exercise, right, there is an increase in demand for energy. Now this demand in energy comes from the skeletal muscle cells that are there, right? So we know that skeletal muscles are nothing but those muscles which are there with our bones, or they're attached to our bones, and they help us run, do weightlifting, right? We do all of it, and that's because of our skeletal muscles. Now when we exercise, right, we see that these muscles would require more energy. Now whenever you say more, right, like whenever you use the term more, what are you comparing it with? How am I saying more? What is more? More compared to what, right? We need to understand that. Let me give you a simple case study. Imagine if Rekha is there. You don't even need to imagine Rekha. Imagine you and I have to go and buy some vegetables, okay? And the vegetable vendor is right near our house. We will walk till that place, right? So this is me and you. Yes, we are going to buy vegetables, okay? Our vegetable vendor is there in the cart selling the vegetables that are there. We will walk, buy vegetables and come back. How many of you will feel very tired, right? Will you be very tired and will you be doing and you'll be breathing heavily and panting? Will you do that? Yes or no? Very quickly. Yes? Will you be doing that? Some of you are saying yes, okay, not me. So normally when you walk around inside your house also, no, you will not be doing that, right? If we run, that will happen, yes. But normally for doing any simple activity, right, we see that our body is able to produce enough energy, yes, which means that for a certain activity, okay, let's say for walking, all right, let's say that I want this much amount of energy. I'm drawing a graph, okay, this is how much energy I need, all right, and I'll be breathing in and out, oxygen is going to all my cells and my cells is able to produce that much, right? So which means that for this much energy, I need this much oxygen. And my body is able to give that much oxygen to all the cells of my body. Which is why in this case, if you see, we will not be very tired and our body will still be doing aerobic respiration. So how much ever energy is required, that much amount of oxygen is also made available, which is why we are able to do this. Okay. Now imagine if we were running a race, like how all of you were telling me. We are running a race and it's a 100-meter dash, okay? So it is a 100-meter sprint. You're running very fast. By the end of it, we would look something like this. I'm just going to move to the side so that you can see. How many of you would become like this? Very tired. We'll be like, oh, cannot run anymore, right? We'll be like this full tired, holding legs. Yes, happens to all of us. So even when I used to run 100-meter race, I remember one time I just fell on the floor after that, you know. I was like, oh, I cannot get up after this. This was in school though. Yes, it'll happen to a lot of us. So we're extremely tired. Yes, lactic acid is formed, Shagun, very good. But you need to understand why this lactic acid is getting formed. Because normally, like I told you, in the human body, how we are doing aerobic respiration at all times, right? If I'm standing here, I'm doing aerobic respiration because I'm breathing in and breathing out. Because how much ever energy I need, that much oxygen is made available to my body and that much energy is being produced. Yes? But at the same time, right? When we are exercising or doing strenuous exercise, where we require a large amount of energy in a shorter period of time, we see that how much energy we need is so much. This much energy we will require to carry out that activity. But with our breathing and everything, no, we see that the oxygen that will be there is only so much. See? Only this much oxygen is there. So, for this much energy, is this much oxygen enough? Yes or no? Will so much oxygen do the work? Because I need so much more energy, right? So much oxygen will do. No, it will not do, right? Yes, very good, Som, very good. So much will not be enough, right? which is why, so much oxygen will not do the trick. So there is a deficiency. That is what you need to understand. So during exercise, okay, we see that there is a temporary deficiency of oxygen. That means if I want this much energy, only this much oxygen is there, and that means that much amount of energy only I am going to get. So will the body say, okay, sorry, there's no energy, so I think you should not run? Body will not do that, okay? Body will be like, okay, we have to figure something else out, alright? That is why we see that in this case, glucose will get broken down in the absence or in the temporary deficiency. Deficiency means less amount. That means it's not there enough. Or I can say not enough oxygen, okay? So you can write, you can have a look at it. There's not enough oxygen, alright? And we see that in this case, we see that glucose gets partially broken down, okay? It will get partially broken down to give us energy, and we see that as a byproduct, lactic acid is produced, right? So lactic acid is the byproduct. But you should remember that glucose is broken down to also give us energy in the form of ATP, okay? Now when lactic acid is produced, I want you to focus on this. There is no carbon dioxide which gets produced, okay? Never write carbon dioxide and what lactic acid. Remember this, very, very important, okay? So this is what happens, all right? And what happens eventually is that if this lactic acid keeps getting accumulated, right? So we see that when lactic acid gets accumulated, yes, in the muscles, right, we see that it leads to muscle cramps, which is why normally after exercise we tend to take deeper breaths so that our cells can go back to doing aerobic respiration. This lactic acid will get disintegrated in the body and our body goes back to normal, okay? So are we clear with this? What exactly happens? The reason is important, okay? You know the answer, but how we arrived at the answer is what I want you to all to focus on. It's a very easy one, okay? Are we clear, everyone? Give me a quick thumbs up on the chat. It's a very easy concept, okay? Very simple concept. But it's an important one because they'll ask you. Sunidhi, yes, of course, we just got started, alright? I mean, we started and I'm almost winding up. In another 10 minutes, I'll be done. But you can go back and watch it. Anybody have any doubts so far? Any doubts that you have that you want to clarify? No, there is no carbon dioxide. If glucose is produced, right, and it's broken down anaerobically, we see that you get lactic acid plus energy. There is no carbon dioxide, okay? When athlete runs, yes, explain it again, once again. Okay, see, when an athlete is running, so when we are doing any strenuous activity like lot of exercise and everything like that, we see that we require a lot of energy, okay? We need lots and lots of energy to carry out our activity. Now what happens is that when we are doing our normal breathing in, breathing out, right? We are making oxygen available to the cells. Oxygen is going everywhere to all the cells. But oxygen is not there enough. I need like maybe 10 tanks of oxygen to give me energy, but my body is only giving me 5 tanks. I still need 5 more tanks to produce the rest of the energy. So what does body do? But body can't say, sorry, I will not give you, we will not produce energy, you just give up. No, right? If I keep pushing myself, I am still able to do it. My body is still generating energy. That is because it switches to anaerobic respiration, okay? And we see that at that point, glucose is broken down in the absence of oxygen. Body is like, okay, even if oxygen is not there, we will still break glucose down and we'll give out lactic acid as a byproduct, but we have to generate energy in the form of ATP. Will it happen to our full body? No, it happens mainly in the muscle cells, okay? That is why it's important that you understand this. What is the difference between lactic acid and alcohol? It's the composition that is there, alright? Lactic acid has 3 carbon in it, while lactic acid has 3 carbon, while alcohol has only 2 carbon, okay? ATP is adenosine triphosphate. Chemical formula of anaerobic respiration and lactic acid. I'll tell you in just a bit. You don't need it in chemical formula per se, right? So you just need it in words. That's all. And I've written that here already. You only need it here. Yes, very good everybody. Very good. Thank you, Rakesh. Thank you. So now, of course, quickly moving on, right? We know that this is anaerobic respiration in our body. But there are various organisms that perform anaerobic respiration. Like in the case of yeast, we have certain bacteria that have the ability to do this. Now what they do is, this right here is yeast, which is a unicellular organism, which means that it is just made up of one single cell. Okay? We see that in this case, we see that glucose that is there gets broken down, right? And here it will give out ethanol or alcohol. So here it's not lactic acid. Its glucose is getting partially broken down, right? And it's giving us ethanol and carbon dioxide along with energy. Okay? So this right here is the byproduct. So in yeast, so this is very important, all right? So in this case, when you think about it, no, in yeast, you're getting alcohol and you're getting carbon dioxide. But in the case of your muscle cells, you're getting lactic acid. So the byproducts are very, very important to understand, okay? Now, I have a question for you. What do you think is better? Aerobic respiration or anaerobic respiration? Which is better? Ma'am, how? Okay, you tell me the answer and then I'm going to answer your doubts because I saw one question. Okay, Ankita, I will definitely tell them. Yes. Okay, a lot of you are telling me, ma'am, aerobic is better. Okay, can you also tell me why aerobic is better? Why is aerobic respiration better than anaerobic respiration? No problem, no problem. Okay, can you all quickly tell me why is aerobic respiration better than anaerobic respiration? Canster, my name is Aishwarya. Humans do this process. Okay, all right. What else? Because they don't cause muscle cramps. That's a very nice answer. That's actually very nice. But that's exactly not the case. Yes. Fastest Plus has given me the answer. Mobile Shop has given me the answer. Yes, very good. Ankita, Madan, Anandi. Anandi's supply of oxygen is limited is not one of the reasons. Okay. But most of you have got the answer correctly. See, in the case of aerobic respiration, right, we see that there is complete breakdown of glucose, okay, and we see that because glucose is fully given down, right, I mean fully broken down, we see that it gives out large amount of ATP. So more amount of ATP is released during aerobic respiration. While in anaerobic respiration, we see that only partial breakdown of glucose takes place. And as a result, we see that there is lesser amount of energy which gets released, right? So it is important that you understand this. What is ATP? ATP is the energy currency, right? When we saying energy throughout respiration, what is this energy? Yes? So it's important that you understand that energy is nothing but adenosine triphosphate. It's a chemical, so all that energy is stored in the form of chemical energy. Yes? So this is why we see that this is one main reason. And apart from this, we also see that, you know, in aerobic respiration, oxygen is present, while here we see that it's temporarily not there or absent. And we see that aerobic respiration is relatively fast, while this is relatively slow. And these are the byproducts that you have to remember, right? Utkarsh, I just took a class on cell, right? We had cell structure function NCRT solution, so we'll be doing it. Okay. Now this right here, what you see on your screen is a very commonly asked question where they'll ask you to differentiate between aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. And you must understand the difference, okay? Lactic acid is the byproduct of anaerobic respiration in humans, especially when we exercise or when we do strenuous activity, all right? So this is one very important difference. Like I told you, in the end, we're going to be tackling some important differences that will come for your exam. Similarly, another kind of difference that is most commonly asked is the difference between breathing and cellular respiration. So breathing here is a physical process, right? So we see that it's a physical process while respiration is a chemical process. Now here breathing involves intake of oxygen, or again, air rich in oxygen is what you have to write. Air rich in oxygen and gives out air rich in carbon dioxide. While here we see that it includes the physical breakdown of glucose to release energy. And here we see that respiration happens at a cellular level while breathing takes place at an organ level, you could say, or multiple organs are involved. Yes? So this right here again is a very important thing that you need to remember. Alright? When the lactic acid causes muscle cramps. Okay. So see, when lactic acid will start to accumulate, okay, so imagine these are my muscle cells, okay, so these are my muscles, all right, and we see that lactic acid will be inside those cells. Lot of lactic acid molecules will start to form. And when the lactic acid starts to accumulate, which means they'll start to, deposit, and they'll be more and more in amount, we see here that this is what causes muscle cramps, where they'll not be able to function properly. So muscles will contract and relax, no? But if this lactic acid is there, it's not able to move properly, which is why you feel like a muscle pull, something very tight on the inside. That's why what we do is, we tend to shake those muscles. Why do we do that? We shake those muscles to improve circulation, or we do it to improve blood circulation, so that the blood can reach the muscles faster, so that oxygen can be supplied and it can go back to doing its normal thing. Yes? How to cure muscle cramps? Make sure that you rub the muscles properly, keep some hot water to improve circulation. Yes. Humans do both. So humans will primarily do aerobic respiration, but in case of strenuous exercise, it will do anaerobic respiration. Okay? Are we clear? Are we clear, everybody? Yes, it's a very simple class, right? Very easy class. I did not want to spend too much time. It's a very simple topic, but whatever I have discussed today will come in your exam, okay? And we're going to wind up with a very simple homework question, which I want you to give me in the comment section, all right? So we spoke about human beings, we spoke about yeast, we spoke about plants, we spoke about some other animals also, right? But do animals, maybe like a lion, right, or maybe a giraffe, will they do anaerobic respiration like us when they are running or doing any stressful activity, right? So are they able to do it? Do let me know in the comment section, and you have to give me a reason, okay? But in anaerobic respiration also we breathe. Exactly my point. See, our body is doing aerobic, but as we are breathing, so imagine I'm running, okay? Oxygen is going in, air rich in oxygen is entering, oxygen is going. But how much ever oxygen is going, it's still not enough, because when you run, right, you see that you feel your heart beating faster. That's because heart is pumping blood faster to different parts, so that all the glucose and everything that is there can reach fast, right? So if I have this much glucose to break down, maybe after breathing and everything, amount of oxygen I'm getting is only so much. It's not enough. I need more, which is why it switches to anaerobic respiration. All right? That's why I spent some time in, building your fundamentals so that you understand this difference. Okay? So if you like this class and you like what we do, please make sure that you hit that like button, right? You always tell me, ma'am, everything is clear, I've understood everything. Then show me your love by hitting that like and subscribe button, because we've got you covered no matter what, right? And of course, please be part of our Telegram channel. It's our very own community, right? And you know that we come live on Telegram. Today, Khushbu ma'am and Kriti ma'am came live as well. Yes? So please make sure that you stay there, stay subscribed to our Telegram channel. And of course, we'll be sending session PDF, homework questions, all updates come on Telegram. And of course, I may not have a slide for it, but of course, you have Parent Club that is happening. We have a webinar which is happening, which is called as the Parent Club, where we want you and your parents to be a part of it. Chetna ma'am and Ankita ma'am will be there. Chetna ma'am is an expert on, of course, talking about some of the things that you might be facing, because you're managing, your academics, you are managing, of course, your online classes as well, right? And your parents would also have a lot of things that they would want to know about. So she is our expert. Register for the webinar. It's happening on 5th of October at 12 p.m. So do not forget to register. And of course, hit that like and subscribe button and give me the answer in the comment section because I'll be looking out for it. Hoping to see you very soon again, everybody. Bye-bye and have a nice day.